Erik Jesberger standing alongside head coach and general manager Jason Binkley ahead of tonight's faceoff against the Wheeling Nailers. And coach, before we look at tonight's game, we'll touch on Wednesday's victory up in Worcester, a 5-2 final and a good bounce-back win for your club.
Yeah, we played well for the most part, and obviously it turned out well on the scoreboard. So we have to build off that momentum and that feeling and that morale that we have in the locker room. Going through stuff with them this morning, there's a couple of details still we need to get cleaned up. But when we win and we learn, it's a lot better than losing and learning. So showed them some things hopefully we can still continue to improve on. But as a whole, like the offensive output we had, the movement, the flow, the creativity, special teams PK was good for us in the game, killing all the penalties, which was a nice step. Having Vinny, make some really big saves for us stepping in. He hadn't played a game in a couple weeks, so Vinny played well. So overall, we got good performances from a lot of different people. And in hindsight, when we look back at it, we had a goal from every line. So if we can continue that momentum, continue with that process, will hopefully lead to ourselves to some success here more down the road.
And the road win came in response to a drop game against this Wheeling Nailers club. You were undermanned with 10 forwards you had skating, and that along with some call-ups and some injuries. But tonight, looking at what you took from that Sunday game against this club, what did you learn in the Nailers that you're looking to kind of push back on them here tonight?
Well, when you look at Wheeling's arena just in general, it's a lot smaller. Like the neutral zone is 3 strides compared to 7 or 8 with everybody else. So you have to change your game plan around and you have to adjust just to play in that building. And for the guys that we took there and the guys that played like pretty much for almost two periods, we were in the game. We were physical. We had scoring chances. We outplayed them at times. But giving up that third goal late and then the fourth goal at the end of the second just really took the wind out of the sails. In saying that, as we look at Wheeling, we have to understand how they're built, where they're built from, right? They have a lot of contracted players, the most in the league. So through that, we have to understand that there's probably more skill. There's a little bit more talent in the lineups, in their lineup than some others we've seen this year. And the biggest thing is we have to limit their chances because they're a type of team that when they get the chance, they'll score. And even back to Sunday, when we were controlling the pace and when we were controlling the puck, we gave them one opportunity and they put it in the back of our net. And on the flip side, for us, that's an area as a team we've been struggling at. And thankfully on Friday, on Wednesday, some guys found some confidence through playing, scoring some goals, getting some puck touches that, we can reiterate that into our game tonight. The biggest thing really at the end of the day is we have to be physical against this team. And if we're not going to be physical, then we just make our chances that much worse. So I will preach that to them. I will send that as a message that we need to be physical. We need to make sure that we're getting in their way, that we're finishing our hits, that we're, getting bumps when we can, because, the more we do that, the better chance we have.
An exciting day yesterday within the organization, and for former Reading Royals forward Jacob Gaucher signed a 2-year entry-level contract with the Philadelphia Flyers. We saw Gaucher throughout his entire rookie campaign, 71 games and 61 points in the 22-23 season. 3 games last season with Reading, but of course he's been with the Phantoms ever since. How just well-deserving is Gaucher for a player that carries himself as well on the ice as he does off the ice?
It's extremely deserving. And, a player that had to start here and learn pro hockey and learn how to play the game at this level, right? A 21-year-old kid coming out of major juniors, put in his time, put in the work, got better every day with us here. Intern in his second year, even had to come back here for a quick pit stop, like you said, in 3 games. But, in his second year, 4th line, 5th line, PK, and now to see him in his 3rd year continue to blossom and continue to grow, that's the idea for what all hockey players should be aspiring to do. And that's what our job is as part of this organization, is to give a player like him, the resources and the time on ice and all those games to, help him get better. And then as he progresses to the next level in the American League, he can build off of what he's learned here. And now for him, he's taking what he's learned at that level and now hopefully can transition it to the NHL. So very deserving, very awesome human being, extremely happy for him. I was able to send him a message and get all that taken care of. But, I actually personally thought it was only a matter of time. I thought it was going to be more this summer, but the fact that it's happened now just speaks to him and the way he's been playing. So for our organization, for Reading, for Lehigh, for Philly, it's a step in the right direction for how these players should be coming through the system.
A big congratulations to Jacob Gaucher on the NHL contract. Coach, best luck tonight. Thanks for the time.
Yep, thanks.